Finding creative ways to practice your arpeggios is one of the most important things you can do to keep, your guitar skills leveling up and keep yourself moving forward in your practice. So in today's video, I wanted to share a cool kind of practice exercise that I came up with that is heavily inspired by one of my favorite composers of all time, Johann Sebastian Bach. I call these particular exercises Bach arpeggios because there is this very, very, very famous intro to Violin Sonata 1 in the key of G minor. In the Presto, it literally opens with this epic little run that goes. And I thought that was a really, really cool kind of triplet-based thing. And so lately with some students, I've been working on kind of breaking this down and using this as a creative way to practice your arpeggios. And there's going to be tabs that you can follow along with in this video, but let me break down how you can use this for any arpeggio to kind of stretch your practice, stretch your brain, and just kind of get you out of your comfort zone and playing something that's a little bit different than you might normally come up with. So let's say we were practicing G major arpeggios to begin with. And in these G major arpeggios, we're going to start here. Feel free to follow along with the tab. If you would like to download this tab, you can subscribe to my Patreon linked down in the description. All of my patrons get early access to videos, as well as cool behind the scenes sneak peeks, stuff that I'm working on, and they also get downloads of all of the diagrams in these videos so that it can aid them in their own practice. Anyways, we're going to start in this G major position right here. And the basis of this pattern is, this is the arpeggio if I just played it straight. What we're going to do is we're going to play these arpeggios in groups of 2 notes, and we're going to play them really in groups of 3. So starting from the root there, we're going to go root, high, root, third, root, but the best way to maybe think about this is low, high, low. So we're going to go, then we're going to go to the next note of the arpeggio, which would be here. Then we would go here, then here, then here, then here. And when this turns around, it gets a little bit confusing. It almost sounds like you're record skipping, but then you will go high, low, high with the same 2 notes, then high, low, high, 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 low. So a slower repetition of this at full speed would sound something like this. One time fast, just so you can get a feel for what it can end up sounding like. And again, we're kind of prioritizing when we practice this. We want to have this smooth kind of flowing nature to it. We don't want it to sound like... We would ideally have it sound something like this. Now, let's look at an example on G minor, the key that started this whole kind of idea and practice routine. This minor shape on its own would look like this. So 3, 6, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3, 6, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 6, 3. And when we do this in this exercise, we're going to get something that sounds like this. Fantastic way to work on your arpeggios, but now let's take a look at both of those in what I would call second position, where we're starting from this G on the 5th fret of our D string. So this would look something like this. We always, again, a lot of people start their arpeggios down here. Hit a bad note there, but I I would say never, ever, ever, ever start your arpeggios or your scales on any note other than the root when you're practicing, just so that you're hearing everything in the correct context. But here, the Bach arpeggios, in the next step up our neck, the major would look like this. We would get... And just to reiterate how and why I kind of played in that order, whenever we're starting in the middle of the neck, or on one of the middle strings, when we play scales or arpeggios, the best way to do it is to go from the root all the way up, all the way down, and then all the way back up. And I played a scale there for some reasons. Let me show you with the arpeggio. All the way up, all the way down, all the way back to the root note. So major in that position one more time with the tabs here is going to go. Now here is the minor equivalent in that same spot on the neck. So starting with my pointer finger there, we would get this. Time. I'll go a little slower. So that is a fantastic way to go through and work on your arpeggios in a kind of 3-note grouping, triplet-based feel. And again, it's a very, very musical and pretty sound. Again, inspired by working on one of my students with the Presto from Bach. And again, it's just a great way to keep yourself creative, keep yourself on your toes, and work on a cool melodic skill that is definitely usable in your own playing and improvising. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you can know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you're looking to support me in the free educational content that I post here, you can subscribe to my Patreon, which is linked down in the description. All of my patrons get early access to videos as well as cool behind-the-scenes sneak peeks at stuff that I'm working on and doing that I don't share anywhere else. It's also just a great little community of guitar lovers, so I'd love to see you over there. Another great way to support me and what I'm up to is to purchase either my ebook or my video courses, which are linked down in the description and on display on YouTube's wonderful merch shelf. It's a great way to get some more in-depth educational content from me that I can go into in just a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video. And last but not least, I have at least 2 new videos coming out every single week, sometimes more than that, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. But until I do, I will wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.